Schofield's Flowers Social Hour. Hey everyone, Keith Schofield here. As you know, they call me Scope. Welcome to Schofield's Flowers Social Hour.
I'm Chris Frederigo. People call me Fratty. Scof, what do we got going on today?
Well, we've got our good friend, family friend to me, growing up in my house, one of my son's closest and dearest friends, and went to his wedding, and just too many good things about Riley Urick, who we did our podcast about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago.
That was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago, right? Producer.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Riley's just gained 20,000 followers on Instagram. And then he has his partner and producer, Donald Philp. And Donald have been working quite a long
Donald
time.
Philp.
Philp? So, what is it?
Philp.
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 It's all right. Scof butchers last names left and right.
No, that's fine.
We'll cut. Welcome, guys. You know what? First off, look at this. I'm the fucker in charge.
Hey, you are the fucker in charge.
If I want
And
to
you know what's funny?
Phillips or Phil, whatever the fuck, it's what you are. You know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Hey, thank you guys for having us on. We appreciate it.
You know,
I'm Riley. This is Donald.
Yeah, I was just gonna say,
Go ahead.
you know, I actually recognized who we had on this time because last time I saw you, Riley, was at a Rams game, and you're unrecognizable with the long hair.
Hey, that mop was crazy.
Yeah.
I still have it going, but the sides aren't as crazy. When I was at the Rams game, I was like Jesus.
I literally didn't recognize you. You had to reintroduce yourself, and you're like, I'm Riley Urick. I think I've met you before, and I was like, nah, we've never met. No,
We've definitely never met. Yeah, well, look, thanks for having us on, guys. And if you guys don't know, this is Lulah. Lulah is also becoming Instagram famous right now.
Oh, yeah.
You can check her out, Lulah_bear. She's all over TikTok. She's all over Instagram, just going nuts. My fans personally they like her more than they like me. So now when I post stuff, I gotta have her involved. She gets at least 5 pieces of content a day, minimum.
nice.
That's so cute, man.
And then this is Donald Philp. We've been working together for 2 years. He came from Vienna, Austria. I don't know if you want to give him a quick introduction.
I came from Vienna, Austria. Grew up over there. You know, over there, every kid does music. Everybody plays piano because Mozart was born there. All the classical composers. So it's not really a special thing to do music over there. But then once I came to the U.S., I realized, oh wow, this is actually a thing that's special, and you can actually make a living with it. So I came here, went to Berklee School of Music, about to graduate from there, and then I'm just working in LA.
Wow, that's great. And I know you play a lot of instruments too, right? We were talking about that earlier. How many instruments? You play guitar? What else?
Yeah, I mean, piano is probably my main instrument, just because I grew up playing. I went to the conservatory back home, played jazz piano, classical piano, all that stuff. And then I dove into guitar, drums, a little bit of trumpet and saxophone. I sing if it's the right time for it. So I do it all, whatever the room needs.
Yeah. That's fantastic. And then Riley, what have you been up to now? What the two of you? What have you been? I saw that you were working actually with a couple Instagram people that are also singers and things like that. Is that right?
Yeah, so we do deal with a lot of influencers. There's so many sides to the music business. On one hand, we're working with the major labels on placements. He's very connected through Berklee in the pop world, actually, and I'm very connected in the urban side. And so we've just been getting in rooms and creating records and trying to get on major albums, whether it's Megan Thee Stallion, whether it's Cardi B, whoever it is. We're just trying to submit songs constantly. That's just part of the grind. But outside of that, we deal with a lot of social media influencers. And right now, a lot of influencers are using their platform to do music. So we've kind of become the go-to guys for these influencers. And that's what's been helping me build my following and him as well. And also just getting our network and helping us understand what's hot, what's new right now. Because the whole industry is changing. And so it's kind of been giving us some information that's very valuable that even carries over into the record label side.
Right, right. Like what is changing right now? There's got to be a lot of things happening just because of COVID, not being able to go out. I mean, to these concerts. I mean, what in an elevator pitch? What's your theory on things?
Well, I think right now, nobody really knows. It's the game changes so fast. And before we used to just have radio, television, and that was how you promoted your music. Now you have Tidal, you have Spotify, you have Apple Music. I have a friend of mine that I worked with that he was honestly, I'm not going to say nobody, but he was pretty close to nobody. Like nobody knew who he was. And he did a song and he promoted it on TikTok every day. He became the number one song on TikTok. Right now, his song is at about 25 million on Spotify because TikTok numbers translate to Spotify. And he's quit his job. He's doing music full time right now. He's a household name on TikTok. He released a new song called Drugs. It's doing very well. And he's done this all by himself without a label, without anything. So we're in the day where you don't necessarily need a label to blow up and go viral. And I think right now everyone's looking for the answer. What is the right way to do things? You know, because the record labels are like, we've always done it this way. We've always put $1 million into this radio campaign and $1 million into this. But now we're seeing kids go viral off one dance video that everyone just wants to do that dance. So everything is kind of like, what is the way to do it? Well, I don't know.
Riley, you have a. I was going to say you have an interesting point because I was actually going to ask about TikTok because I know TikTok is almost the biggest mover in new music now. Like you're finding the hottest tracks through TikTok. And I don't know, a couple of years ago it was like SoundCloud. That's where you found the next hottest, track. That's where, they're coming up. I was working for Live Nation pre-COVID, and we had a small room that held like 300 people. And it was night after night, SoundCloud rappers, as we would call them. And they were just dedicated following. And then 2 years later, they would play on our main stage because they just blew up. And now they're, putting 1,000 people in the crowd. And they had no management, they had nothing, they were doing it all themselves. And that makes it a little more difficult on the back end for the talent, all that. They're having to deal with the artists themselves, and they may not have their shit together, but they can put out some good music. But I guess my long-winded question is, TikTok's the hot thing now. SoundCloud was before. Things are moving much quicker now. Like the shelf life is going much faster. Like what do you think, or what is out there that, can move the needle in the future?
I honestly think it's TikTok right now. And TikTok is the reason why TikTok is successful is because, and trust me, everyone's trying to copy it. Instagram came out with the Reels. It's just not the same. You know what I mean? You don't, when you go to Instagram, you don't want to have to click on a whole different thing to watch Reels. TikTok is just TikTok. That's all they do. But what TikTok did is they gave music value. So in the bottom right corner, there's a spinning CD. And when you click on that, everyone who used that sound, it has their video up. So if you make a sound, like let's say I'm just making a beat and I say, hey, duet this if you've got bars. Or let's say I just made a song and I said, do a dance to this. Or maybe you don't even have to ask them. Maybe somebody just hears it, does a dope dance to it. It goes viral. Now everybody copies that dance. Now all of a sudden, everyone wants to hear that. They hear that song so much every day. Like when you go through a feed, if something's viral, you'll hear one song 30 times in 10 minutes. Because
like
you're scrolling
Mac after the cranberry juice.
Exactly.
So that's how things are going viral right now, and it's unstoppable. You can't stop it because it's the people that run it.
And it's funny too. There's so many funny ones, man. I got one that I saw where the guy walks out of the girl walks out, and then the guy walks out and he's like, yeah, yo, whoa, and he starts doing them rap, and it's just hysterical. And I said, I could do that. And if I copy him, then it gets copied and copied and copied, right? So, and then your numbers get attached to their numbers, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And oh, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say, I mean, we all saw how, TikTok took over the game of music within a matter of like 2 months.
Wow.
Like, if you look at the top 10 right now, or even 6 months ago, the top 10 songs in the world are all TikTok songs. All songs that blew up through TikTok. People did dances to it. People saw the process on TikTok, whatever the case is. Um, it's like connected like that. And it even got to a point where, on the one hand, you have people who went viral on TikTok getting major label deals, as like artists do usually, the same exact way. And on the other hand, you have like labels are looking for TikTok songs. Like when we get a lot of briefs for like artists, whatever we work on, placement opportunities, labels are really looking for briefs regarding TikTok songs. And they have specifics. They want it to be danceable. They want a weird sound in there, that makes like the drop special or something like that. They want like a funny little sound in there, whatever the case is. But it's really gotten to that point where labels had to adapt to that and really look at TikTok as the future.
Wow. Wow. That is absolutely insane.
But it's not always going to be like this
There's somebody
because,
come around the corner. There's somebody right on their ass right now.
well, no, not even that. What's going to happen is all of a sudden you're going to have Ariana Grande
Mhm.
and Beyonce and all these people paying for TikTok ads. Now, just like in television, how much does it cost to get a Super Bowl commercial? $1 million?
Yeah.
Couple
I don't know
million?
about
Yeah.
maybe this year it's a little less because everyone's pulling out, but
Yeah, but you know what I mean, though.
yeah, exactly.
Once the big corporations and the big artists start paying, we're not going to be able to. Right now, you can go on Instagram, you can go on TikTok, you can pay for ads and promote your music and accidentally go viral. That's not going to be. That's probably we've got a 2-year window before that ends.
It's
I
like
believe.
Facebook ads. Like it used to actually, anyone could, pay that ad and actually get real, I guess, clicks out of it. Now, if you're not, everyone else is, basically bidding against you because they're all putting their Facebook ads out there. And so like, if you don't really put, major money behind a Facebook ad, it's not going to have any real reach because
Yep.
the ones that are paying more are going to basically, push yours, further and further, or get less and less, and your dollar doesn't go there. So I can definitely see, basically once corporate America takes it over, it's going to be, no different than your TV show or radio ad or whatever it is. Interesting.
But who knows what's coming after TikTok?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the thing is, you can always move your audience from one format to the next. That's why I'm always promoting all Snapchat, TikTok. That right now there's YouTube Shorts. I don't know if you guys are into YouTube Shorts.
Yeah.
But YouTube Shorts is basically TikTok for YouTube. And I think people's attention spans are getting shorter. And okay, Lulah, you gotta sit. You gotta relax. People that
Speak up. She can't. She can speak up.
we lost the dog.
I think I'm bored with this shit.
Yeah.
She was whispering in. I saw her whispering into Donald's ear, like, "Hey,
Oh,
what
yeah,
if you get my fucking
she was
shot?"
like, let me get out of here.
And drooling on the jacket.
Oh, damn.
Well, I know there's a company that I follow, and they say any new platform that comes out, they immediately get on it. They start, using it and embracing it. And if it doesn't end up becoming something, oh well. But they add it to their portfolio every time because if it ends up being a hit, they want to be in early and get it before, to your point, corporations start getting in and it gets diluted and it's harder to find stuff. Similar.
1000%.
Instagram, it used to be way easier to be, to gain followers and things like that. Now you actually have to like really work to get those followers because there's so many people out there that are doing the same thing.
Yeah, there's so much good content out there. Right now, I think that the best ones to grow on is YouTube Shorts because they're really trying to push you viral to show people that it's dope. And then LinkedIn changed everything. Like LinkedIn switched everything up now. You can like target certain audience, but that's a different thing. But they've switched their whole site up to adapt. and obviously TikTok. There's a site called Triller that's kind of like TikTok, but it's more geared towards making quality music videos and putting them up. There's Likey. They're really trying. Triller is trying to take like the top TikTokers and pay them to come over to promote their site. It's doing well. I don't know exactly how well it's doing, but it's definitely not TikTok. But I mean, there's so many new sites out there. It's just hard to stay on top of them because they keep popping up. Have you guys heard of any that are coming out?
I mean, honestly, I mean, I put my head towards more in the advertising world. What I've been paying, I mean, this is great. I got a new social media girl that's been working with Nicole Angelos, who I did the smoking jacket with and everything with her brand, Shag Bag. And it's at Get Shagged with on IG. But we've been trying to pay attention to TikTok too. So I've been saying that we need to get on there. But I think for me, the messaging has to also be about advertising. But I think what's happening with myself is that we're getting a little bit more into the experiential world, and people are going to want to go nuts when we can go out and play again, right? I mean, people want to have experiences. They really, really do. I mean, they're just like, because I mean, things like TikTok is an experience. They're like, people are setting up these scenes and there's dances and, just their backgrounds, and everybody's being played out like an individual little mini play, right? Or a musical or whatever it might be, and there's some great comedy. There's some fantastic dancing. I mean, some great things on there, so if I was a dancer, which I am, but I would put myself. That's why I want to mimic this guy. But yeah, I think another area.
I've seen you at the wedding.
Yeah, right. You've seen me. Another area that's picking up too. I think that's going to be huge that I'm seeing in my industry is augmented reality.
Okay.
So, augmented reality is a really big area because, imagine if you were, let's say you're talking about the Budweiser truck and he's got the Bud horses on the side of the truck. If you made that a QR code, the whole side, if you did an AR app and we took the horses and created them running, you could actually, while you're driving down the street, while the bus is a moving billboard, the kids in the back seat or the wife you're driving and you hold up your phone and all of a sudden you see the horses running across the truck.
Through your phone.
Through your phone, right? Wow. But the glasses now, Bose has a pair of glasses that are $200. They're no different than these glasses by Caddis, and they're just you can put them on and then you're in the virtual world. It's crazy.
Really?
I was just saying, I was talking to someone because we were talking about concerts and working for Live Nation. I was at concerts almost daily. And everything stopped, and then the virtual world kind of picked up more. But it's not the same. It's not the same for the artists. They're performing to nobody, so they're not going to feel the crowd. And then the audience gets to see it, but again, it's just a different vibe. Yeah, you get to see your band perform live or your artist perform live, but you don't have that energy that's in the building. And I really think that live will still be there. It'll always be there. Just like the more we can do with Zooms is great, but the in-person still needs to happen too. It's not going to completely replace it. It's going to enhance what we can do and our capabilities to drive it. What I think where the virtual concerts will really pick up is when the technology picks up. And what needs to happen is I'm going to put on glasses, I'm going to put on a headset, and I'm going to be in my living room.
You don't need the headset anymore. Now with the Bose glasses, they're already built in right in here. My buddy, and they have a voice speaker. So my buddy does all his meetings with his AR glasses, a director I work with. And when he talks, his mic is in his thing and he's got his hearing right here.
But basically what you just need something that allows you to see into something and hear what's coming out. And I think what will change is it's no longer going to be the individual just watching it at home and having no interaction. What it's going to be is the artist will perform with a giant screen that can see everybody who signs in or enough people to sign in, and they can see people. That's your front row. Everyone else will have the goggles on, and when they look out, they're going to see the stage, and when they turn their head, they're going to see other people placed into it.
Security.
And so you're literally going to feel like you're at the spot. You're going to hear everything, and now you feel like you're actually interacting with people because you see other audience members there, and you get there. And then to Scope's point, they have a microphone, so when they scream, you'll hear their screaming. You'll hear, the conversation going on.
That's cool.
The artist will hear it as well. So you'll get that reaction, that gratification, that I think with what's going on now in the virtual world is they're not getting it. They're literally just performing to a soundstage. It's no different than, doing a music video, basically.
Like I just did a presentation. I had an agency call me. They specialize in restaurants. And they're architectural and everything. They called me and said, we need to talk to you about augmented reality. They said the restaurant business is changing overnight because of what's happened. And more restaurants are being looked at like, how do we build our restaurants so it's more outdoors for the future? So that if this happens again, we don't have to shut down, right? So how are heaters built into the walls? How are heaters, into the ceilings? How does that work, right? And literally they said that people, imagine this, if guys know Mastro's, one of the best steakhouses in Beverly Hills. Imagine if Mastro's had an AR app. Let's say that people don't want to go to Mastro's because they're a little concerned about, still because of COVID, they become a little germophobic, right? So you can go to Mastro's will deliver your cocktails, your martinis, everything, your glasses, everything you want. They deliver it to your house. Then you put on your glasses and you tap into the app, and the next thing you know, you're in Mastro's having dinner.
And you can see everybody around you.
You can see everybody around you that's doing the same thing.
And that's incredible because if I go to Mastro's, I'm definitely looking forward to seeing who's around.
Yeah,
I might even go to the bar and grab a drink and see what's over there, So it's definitely part of the experience.
They're ballers. Most of the people are going there got some money, because they can afford to spend, $250 on a night out. That's what it costs to go to Masters. $1.
So you can network while you're there too.
You can network. You can be on a chat. You can be anything. Right now, I'm looking at this article, right, that came out, and you guys can't read
it. Yeah, we can't see that, Scott.
But it said, I know. Here, why don't you read it? Okay, you done?
All right.
It said worldwide spending is going to be for virtual reality and VR is forecasted to accelerate a pandemic growth from just over 12 billion this year to 72.8 billion by 2024. So that's a big area. So that's an area and this comes from a heavy, like a really legit, tech magazine that, I pay attention to. So I think experiences and, we just brought out the museum. We took the museum out of the museum and put it in the park in Grant Park when I just did this really cool art installation for the Chicago 7 trial for Netflix. It was a huge success. So it was over a span of a full 2 blocks and people could go and see the 9-foot by 5-foot photographs that were perfectly positioned where that actual photographer, they were getting museum photos where they could watch they could see, and then they could hit a QR code, and the QR code then gave them the download of a podcast that we did. And it was amazing. So you could walk the park and experience this museum, no different than any place. You've been the places where you want to hear the history and they put it on. I don't know if you ever if you ever go to Pearl Harbor, that's a pretty amazing one, right? And you put on the headset. It's insane. You put on the headsets and then you hear about all the different battles and everything and the ships and what happened in that. It's crazy. So, but now you got the visual aspect of it too, which you wouldn't want to see it for that, of course. But, for a band and everything, it would be amazing.
Is it similar to what Oculus is doing with NBA games?
Yep.
Have you guys tried that?
I haven't, no.
I wanted to do it so bad. I just still haven't got into the VR world. I have a PlayStation, but I didn't get the VR version. I wanted to do the Oculus, but with the NBA games, but I never tried it. I haven't even dove into this world yet.
Yeah,
I'm very curious about it though.
I think the AR world is a better world because even like Franny said with the band, if you went to go see a band in a blank like green screen room or a blank any room, you could put on the glasses and you could be in a world of you can be in like a cartoon world with the band playing like Gwen Stefani, her outfits are always crazy, and you could be in this room where everybody's like just dressed up like insane. Have you ever done it where you've raced? Have you ever gone to a race car or an augmented reality or a VR place where you played the games? And I did a road racing one, and all of a sudden I put on the goggles and I sat down, and the suit went on me and the gloves, and I looked down, I got the whole racing suit on me, and then I'm driving. It was crazy. They got a place.
It is nuts.
It's nuts. It's only going to get better because we're only going to wind up being more entertained on the big screen in our own homes. So,
yeah,
so that's but I love hearing the side from the music side and the branding side of TikTok and that, and where you guys, because you're a younger generation now, and there's a younger generation coming up even below you.
There's like Donald's 21. There's a younger generation coming under him now.
Yeah. So tell me about your hits. You were mentioning in an earlier conversation that you're gained 20,000 followers overnight practically in the last 6-7 months, it seems like, and it's you got followers that are following you from all over the world, from Russia, from Chile, from wherever. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so basically what I learned was how to interact with the fans, because these same fans that are in South America, Russia, France, like all over the world, they are the reason why all these influencers have so much clout. They have so many followers. Like these are dedicated fans that love them. And I wanted to figure out, what is it that I can do to get their attention? And then, so what I did is, the first time that I had an opportunity to gain followers is when we worked with an artist. His name's Peyton Moormeyer. He has almost 5 million followers. So when we work on the music, we'll do a post and then he'll repost me and Donald. And the fans will see it and they'll want to follow us because they're like, oh, this is one step closer to Peyton. And so now we've gained these followers, but we didn't really interact with them. We just kind of accepted their follow. So then the next session came around a few months later, but this time I did something different. Every single person that followed me, I followed back and I messaged. And I started talking to it took me, I'm not even kidding, 6 hours a day for, I would say, 3 weeks.
Right.
Every day responding to fans. And what that did is they got so excited that they were actually being noticed that they would take my response and repost on their timeline that I followed them. So all their followers would see that I followed them, and they would be like, wait, somebody notices us? We need to go follow him so I can get a follow back. Right. And it just blossomed. And the first session, I got 500 followers. The second session, in a matter of weeks, I went from 5,000 to about 15,000. Now I'm at 20,000. And I just keep doing it. And I just keep following back. But now I've reached a limit. Instagram has a limit of 7,500 people you can follow. So now I've maxed that out. But I do Zoom calls. I do lives. Like I was on live right before this, just getting on and talking. And they really just want to be appreciated and noticed.
Well, you're also maybe find another artist too. Who knows?
Exactly.
Right? I mean, yeah.
But it also made it interesting for me because before, social media was a little bit boring for me because we live in LA where people don't really support each other. You know, like you put something up, people will look at it and just keep scrolling. These fans, if they see something, they're going to like it, they're going to comment, they're going to repost. So I care about them more than my immediate friends now. And I've switched from being a personal thing to straight caring about the fans that care about me. And if I can give them what they want, they're going to give me what I want. And they're going to give me a reason to keep going on there. And now when I need to do something, if I need to drop merchandise or if I need to drop a song, now I have a fan base that can actually put that out there for me.
Yeah.
To where before I didn't have that.
Yeah.
And so it kind of works both ways. I'm giving them value because they're being noticed, and I post them all over my timeline. So Peyton, who we work with, if he goes through my timeline, he's going to see their face. And that's all they care about. You know, they want to be noticed. So it's been really cool. It's been an amazing experience, and I've grown. My TikTok's even up to 20,000 now.
Wow.
My Snapchat is booming. I'm about to get on YouTube Shorts and start a YouTube channel. Um, and I'm just keeping it moving. But then when it comes to like LinkedIn, obviously they don't really translate over there. So every social is different. But
Yeah.
for the like really young based socials, they're all over it.
Yeah.
So it's been cool.
That's great. And Donald, what about you? What do you feel like? I mean, what do you, to your success? I mean, how did you guys hook up? I forgot to ask that.
Online.
Okay.
Online. We started working on some projects and we were just really vibing with each other. And then we just saw the benefit on both sides.
Uh,
I
were
mean,
you in Austria at the time? Were you in Austria?
yeah, at first I was, but I was definitely trying to get a foot in the door out here, and I was, looking for someone to kind of look out for me and, show me sides of the business that I obviously didn't know. Because, I mean, all I had was the music. I obviously had no idea on how the American market works, how music works nowadays, like things in Europe are a little behind in certain aspects of like social media and all that. So, it was great to just connect and get a foot in the door. And then I would just try to be out here as much as possible. Anytime I had a chance, even holidays, Christmas, spring break, whatever it was, I would come out to LA, we'd get in the studio, and every time I'd leave with a new bunch of songs and a lot of new connections. So it really just built up from 0 to 100, basically.
That's great. And you get to
Uh,
right off Riley's coattails after getting. You get, no, it's nice because as you get old, you get your ass kicked several times in life.
oh, yeah.
In business and life. I mean, how much have you learned, Riley, since you've been doing this since 17, 18 years old?
It's unreal. It's unreal.
Right?
And I made it a goal of mine to explain to Donald the mistakes that I've made and
Right.
to show him the mistakes. I've made mistakes in front of his face that he's seen
Yeah.
with people that I've dealt with. And, I think the fact that he's able to see that, like I've watched Donald go from here to just like he's past me now. Like he's flying, he's on the moon. And he's got the attention from labels, like major labels, major producers, major publishing companies. He's popping right now, and it's because he was dedicated, he listened, and he focused, and he's a hard worker, um, and he put in the work to get it done. And man, I'm really happy to see where he's going and where he's about to go.
Appreciate it.
So where are you? What's going on? What kind of music is what's what do you have going on right now that you can talk about?
I mean, really, I don't really want to mention too many names before anything is, official, but there's some great things in the works. But in general, what I can say is, I mean, I will say that Berkeley definitely gave me a lot of those connections.
Yeah.
And there's really no shortcuts to this. Obviously, we work in an industry that's based on, clout and fame, and followers and money and all that stuff.
Mhm.
But at the end of the day, the music still wins.
Every
So
time.
as long as you stay true to that, you can make some big moves. And for me, it was always, I think, the balance between school and Berkeley and coming out here, meeting people, and seeing how it actually works instead of what you learn in the books was the crucial part.
Yeah.
Because I mean, there's insanely talented people all over the world in all types of schools, but you just need the real life experience to see what actually matters, what people are really looking for, and just to get the vibe, like you can have as much
Mhm.
talent as you want in the studio, but if the vibe isn't right, if somebody doesn't know to move quick or to, make the right decisions in the right timing, it's a wrap.
Yeah.
Hey,
Good
I'm curious,
advice.
guys. I love like discovering new artists. I love new music, like that kind of a thing. And I love finding artists that are like on the rise, kind of that underground, unknown. And then, a year or two, even 5 years later, they're like blowing up. What are some artists that you've seen that, people should, kind of keep the pulse on?
Honestly, right now, Peyton Moormeyer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's well known as an influencer, but as a musician, he's just starting, and I kind of look at him as like, imagine if Kurt Cobain did pop rock. You know what I mean?
In
He's
2021.
Yeah, in 2021. And that's kind of the direction we're taking him. I think right now rock music is on its way back. 90s rock and early 2000 rock, you guys know that vibe. Great music. It's coming back strong
I
right
know it. You
now.
guys.
Yeah. If you look at like Travis Barker, who was in Blink 182,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
he has Machine Gun Kelly now.
Yeah.
He has Jaden, who's an influencer that turned rock star.
Yeah.
And we're hoping to collaborate with him with our artist. We have an artist named Elle Danjean, and she is, if I had to explain it, she's like a modern day female Blink 182, Paramore, Avril Lavigne 2021. We're doing a lot of rock based stuff right now. We believe that the rock thing is coming back strong. So we're interested in people doing that. We're still doing a lot of hip hop, we're still doing pop, but we strongly believe that this rock thing is coming back. And so we've been focused on that. So I'll send you guys links to Elle, who we're producing. I'll send you links to Peyton Moormeyer.
Yeah, we'd love to see that. I mean, we could put it in the, I don't know, Freddie, can we
Yep.
put it in the,
Yeah, we'll put it in the show notes. We'll give them tags when we post stuff.
yeah,
Yeah,
no,
for sure.
that would be, anything like that, Riley. I mean, and then I think also for anybody that does watch us and that, and please pass it along. I think it's really important. I love what you're doing with other artists. So, I mean, I know you're open to talking to people and talking to these kids and trying to find people that you could really vibe with and work with. So I think it's awesome what what you're doing now and what you're continuing to do, because you're going to find great artists like these two artists. Like, I can't even wait to hear them, honestly.
Yeah, I'll send you the direct links. Because you won't be able to really find any of our music on them right now.
Right.
Peyton has some songs out. Like, he's doing pretty good numbers. He's got 8 million on one song. He's got, 2-3 million on another on Spotify. But those are his starting records. Now he's just now getting a deal. I'm not sure if he's signed yet or not, or if he's still looking, but he's at that transition where it's getting serious. Like, now it's go time. He's only 17. He'll be 18 soon. Elle is only 19. She's got a lot of buzz. She works with Travis Barker's camp. She was in a group with Travis Barker's daughter. Like, these guys, they're all on the rise and they're all coming up. But yeah, we'll send you their links and definitely let us know what you think, because I'm curious. You grew up with that stuff, so I'm curious what your thought would be with the modern twist on it.
Yeah. No, I'm super excited. I guess the only way for me to make is maybe dress up as Boda and be able to, fake everybody out that I'm the 21-year-old under the suit, right?
Hey, the mayor's still in the house,
So before we wrap up, I got to ask you. So tell us about. I did want to mention, Tommy Harkey, who you met. He had the wetsuit on, and he played
wetsuit.
And he did our podcast.
Yeah.
And he was like
that fucking guy.
Yeah, fucking guy. Hey, what a guy.
Get him out of here.
Yeah, he was so good. We love him to death. But he's now in a band. I mean, he's been producing a band called Federal AB. So you got to check them out.
100%.
Yeah. I mean, he went into a church and he saw a guy singing in Compton, I believe it was, and singing gospel. And then he went up, he was blown away. And now they formed a band and he's producing it and he's playing in some of the music. And I mean, they just dropped their first single. So check them out.
Are all the musicians church guys?
Yeah.
Wow. That's where it comes from. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, he literally just he wrote a song. He wrote it first, but he's like, I can't hit these notes. It needs to be someone that can sing gospel. And he went into the church, asked them like, hey, do you know who can sing gospel? And they're like, oh, go check this guy out. And then messaged the guy, and he absolutely nailed it. Like,
wow.
Yeah. I mean, really amazing mix of people and everything. Which brings me now to TJ. Tell us about, I didn't get the chance to tell about TJ, who, was on the show with us that time, Riley. And
yeah, TJ's, he's taken off right now. Like, since we last talked, obviously we were more focused on music,
Yeah.
but he started like broadening his horizons, and he started getting into like design and things like that. And as you know, his fiance now is Kui Rice, which is Jerry Rice's daughter. So one day we were at the house chilling, and he thought of an idea called goat fuel. And basically, he's like, Jerry Rice is the GOAT. Well, now Tom Brady's the GOAT, but at the time, Jerry Rice was the GOAT of
Yeah.
all sports. Him,
Yeah.
Wayne Gretzky, like he's in that category.
Yeah.
So he said, let me make an energy drink, call it GOAT Fuel, present it to Jerry, see what he thinks, and go from there. So I was like thinking to myself, maybe that's just another idea that'll fall off the cliff. Like everybody else has ideas. He executed. He made the design, created the can, presented it to Jerry. Jerry was all in. They became partners. Now the company is probably worth 4 or 5 million.
Wow.
He's they've all the rookies from the NFL of this last year were promoting it. He has NBA stars right now that are getting behind it. Jerry Rice is going nuts on this thing. If you look at Jerry Rice's Instagram, it's all goat fuel.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He wears goat fuel suits,
Yeah.
like, and he's just going bananas. Now, TJ's doing well. He just bought a house in Texas. He's about to move to Texas,
Yeah.
and he's doing this full time with his fiance, and he's happier than he's ever been.
That's
And
good.
it was execution.
I love it because I looked him up just on the, and he's got the beard going. He's got the hair knit on the beard.
Yeah.
I never seen that before. So Freddie, you got to get a hairnet for that beard next time we're on
I know.
on each other.
That beard is elite.
But
Get in there. It's get in there.
I'm really happy. I mean, I'm happy for Tommy. I'm happy for you and Donald. I mean, it's like, you know, Freddie and I have been having a lot of fun with our show now. We're getting some really good folks on. We just had Tiki Tony on, which you guys got to follow Tiki Tony. You guys will love it. We just had on Nick from Bayside.
Okay.
Bayside's been around how many years? 20 years now?
Yeah, this was their supposed to be their 20th year, and they were going to do a big old tour. Funny enough, it was called Bad Luck Tour because they have a song called Bad Luck.
Yeah.
And what do you know? The tour gets canceled with some bad luck.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Put it in the universe.
And there's another kid out here I want to introduce you to. His name is Danny Olson.
Okay.
Yeah, he's on Instagram, and he went to Indiana for music, which is Indiana University, which is a great school to go to. I want to introduce you. He's a Chicago boy, and he's doing beautiful stuff. You know, I mean, insane stuff. So you guys should hook up, and yeah, I mean, that's it.
We're always open to building the team strong. We just look for good people. You know, we still believe there's good people in this industry. That can just work and actually show love back to each other. That's what we're looking for. If we can find good people that have talent, we're all about it.
Did you know Maurice? You met? Did you know Maurice from school at all, Donald? Maurice.
Remember he came through. I don't know if you met him though. I don't know if you were.
I don't think I met him, but yeah, I've heard him for sure.
Yeah, he's at Berkeley and he's a good musician. I see, like Franny is really kicking some ass now. Her music is, you know, she's just like, you know, pushing it hard. I got to mention her that she needs to become a rock and roller now.
Yeah. Look, let's set up another session. You know, have them both come through and let's just set up another session.
Yeah, we'll do. Well, all right, Freddie, anything else? I mean, I'm good.
I'm good. This was awesome. I love hearing, you know, talking shop and learning some new things. Definitely going to echo what Scope's saying. Got to check out some new artists and, you know, see what's out there. And I think, Scope, we need to strategize on our social media game. I think, you know, something you mentioned was LinkedIn, I think could be a huge avenue to really push your marketing side, your, you know, advertising and all that.
Yeah.
Whereas the other channels are promoting the experiential side, the stuff that you're doing with these companies. And I think it could marry it out. Like these traditional, you know, social medias are for the end user to see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Whereas LinkedIn can be for the business side to see it, and it all mesh and seamlessly. So You know, I think this was definitely a fun one to hear and help us out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and on one last note, as far as social media goes, content, and stream it on all platforms. You know what I mean? Like, let's say you have one YouTube video. This YouTube video right here, you got a YouTube video, and you got at least 10 YouTube shorts out of this one video. You got at least 10 TikToks out of this one video. You got at least 10 Instagram posts out of this one video. Just content.
Yep.
That's all I've been trying to do. It's hard. It's a lot of hard work, but it's been working. So,
well, get ready, Schofield's followers. You're going to get hit hard with a lot of content thanks to Riley.
Yeah.
let's go.
Riley, I have to hire you to be my social media, guru. So,
Let's get it.
yeah. No, definitely. And I'll give you a call back, in the next day or two. And when are we going to drop this? We're going to drop this on Monday or Tuesday, right?
Monday or Tuesday this week. Yep.
So
I'll post it, so let me know.
Yeah, we'll tell you guys. Donald, thank you so much. And Lulah, love you.
Lulah. Real quick though, Scof, where can people find you guys on social?
For me, it's Riley Urick, RILEY URICK on all platforms.
Yep. For me, it's Donald Philp. Donald and then PHILP.
Awesome.
Not Philip. Philp. Philp.
Got it.
Yep.
Whoa, Freddie, we're back, everyone. Wow.
Oh man, that was a fun one. I mean, having Riley and Tempo on before. I mean, I love hearing about music, and what's so interesting is I feel like his advice and what we talked about can translate to any business.
Absolutely.
It's just this new digital age that we're in, and being on top of it and at the forefront, and you just got to apply it to your industry.
Yeah. We've been talking about like every aspect of it, you name it, like it has to be, we just got to be all over it. I mean, it's just like, if you're going to get noticed, and you're going to have to get noticed. We're doing but through social. We're doing a really fun, as you'll be there. We're going to be doing the Lunetta deal, and just the conversation with the restaurant. It's not about like the restaurant chains with the ad agency. It's not just about like being the guy that is doing some experiential stuff. It's about listening how people want to be entertained, right? Mm-hmm. And for me, doing a test drive for what we're going to do for our own pop-up Lunetta will easily translate to what we will do in the future with other businesses.
Yeah, absolutely. It's no longer just you just need a meal. You're just there to grab this. It's the entire experience from the minute you walk in the door. And I think, calling back to the Tiki Tony episode, it's like Disneyland. Like Disneyland thinks about everything. The way they set up their lines is so that you're not just going through some little industrial line and then, you're on the ride. The entire line is part of your experience. It's part of the ride. They put just as much detail in the line queue as they do in the ride. And that's the magic of Disney. Cast members, they have to use back doors to get around the park because he didn't want someone from Tomorrowland to be out of place in Frontierland because the vibe isn't the same. And I think for restaurants, for bars, for retail, you name it, the minute they go to the parking lot, that's where your experience starts.
Yep.
And it's no longer just the product. It's the experience you get while you're there. And the more they can engage in that and the more that they can do, the better the experience, the more followers, the more following. And that will, at some point in some way lead to sales and repeat customers.
Yeah, we did it for the Chicago 7. We even had arrows designed that we pasted down onto the concrete, and it pointed in the direction like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the areas that you should go, and you could hear the actual events happening right in front of you. I tell you, I wish we would have had augmented reality right then and there, because we would have been able to see the actual like scenes of the movie. That would have been super cool, right?
Right.
We could have tied it in, but it was a little bit fast process. And you know what we did was fantastic. I'm just looking really forward to everything being an experience, like you said. You know, I mean, and pushing out content. So yeah, good show. We've had some really good guests. He's got 20,000 followers. Bayside's got 50,000. I mean, it's like, you know, we're starting to really do well, and I'm super happy about it. So thank you, and have a good day off today.
Thank you, Scuff. I appreciate it.
Before we sign out, do I see a little gray in your beard?
You know, there might be one or two, but I pull them out.
Yeah, right. I love that beard, dude. It's man, oh man.
It's coming in. I mean, you know, wearing a mask, it's funny. I joke, like, I feel like nose and lips are going to be the new sexiest part on a human body.
Yeah.
Because you can't see it.
Yeah.
So then, you know, when someone finally takes their mask off and you see them, how they look is completely different than what you painted the picture of in your in your mind.
Yeah.
And so now, like, noses and lips are going to be attractive to people. But, you know, since we wear masks, you know, at work and everything, like, I just keep growing the beard. No one says anything. You can't really tell how big it is under my my mask. So
did they say something at work?
No, but I mean, because of the mask, it's less of a deterrent for them, you know, to even be like, whoa, or, you know, whatever. So
I would kill to be able to like grow a beard like yours. That's insane. So, well, I have more hair on my head, so that's where the rest of my hair is at.
Yep. But you just cover it up with a hat anyway. So
I don't even know why I get a haircut. To be honest,
buzz it.
Just buzz it. I think I'm going to go back to the buzz because it just, you know, Buzz Lightyear. I'll tell my grandson I got Buzz Lightyear going on me.
Spend your money on a nice hot shave when you get the beard cleaned up, you know, and then just buzz your own head.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have Michael bring over the buzzer tomorrow, now that I think about it. So, well, all right. Well, listen, great day today. Great show. We'll get it out. And then I hope everyone, you know, has a good listen. We'll talk to you later, buddy.
All right. Take care, Scott.
All right.
Bye.